Listen to me now, beloved, not with the ears of yesterday's pain, but with the ears of your rising spirit, because this is the message you were born to hear. Everything that came against you, everything that pressed on you with relentless force, everything that wrapped around your soul, trying to suffocate your hope, it all thought it was writing your ending. It believed it would be the final word over your life. The storms that raged weren't random. The attacks that found you weren't accidents. No, beloved, they were all part of a battlefield far more strategic than you imagined. The very forces that tried to destroy you were unknowingly carrying you closer to your destiny. The enemy thought he was building your prison, but heaven was turning it into your passageway. What was meant to break you is about to deliver you. Type 1111 if you feel this truth stirring inside you. If you sense that what was against you is already beginning to shift in your favor. Listen well. The hands that tried to hold you down are the same hands that will witness your rising. The weight that tried to crush you is becoming the very pressure that propels you upward. The chains meant to bind you have become the evidence of your breakthrough. Because you will not only walk free, you will carry those broken chains as a testimony. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal next will open your eyes wider than ever. You will see that the enemy underestimated the God who works all things, together for your good. He saw your pain as an opportunity to destroy you, but heaven saw your pain as a platform to display its power. He saw your tears as weakness, but heaven saw your tears as water, nourishing the roots of your destiny. He saw your delays as denial, but heaven was using every delay to build unstoppable momentum. You, beloved, are standing on the verge of a divine reversal. The very battlefield that was meant to be your grave is about to become your ground of glory. The same storm that threatened to drown you is now carrying you to shore. The same fire that tried to consume you is refining you, forging you, making you unbreakable. And now, beloved, you rise not in spite of the battle, you rise because of it. You rise because every strike against you added fuel to your fire. You rise because every closed door forced you to find the doors heaven had ordained. You rise because every attempt to silence you only strengthened your voice. They thought they were writing your ending, but they were helping to write your beginning. They thought they were burying you, but they were planting you. And now you are breaking through the surface. Now you are rising in power. Now you are stepping into the revelation that nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop the one who carries heaven's hand upon their life. Hear this, beloved. What was meant to destroy you is delivering you right now. The shift is already happening. The tide is already turning. The winds of change are already filling your sails. You are not being carried to defeat. You are being delivered into destiny. And this, beloved, is only the beginning. Now look closer, beloved. Look with eyes that see beyond the surface. Look beyond the scars, beyond the wounds, beyond the memories that once felt like weights too heavy to carry. Because buried inside every blow you thought might break you, heaven hid the materials of your fortification. Inside every moment of pain, heaven planted the seeds of your power. Inside every night you wept in silence, heaven was forging weapons of resilience in the fire of your soul. They thought they were weakening you, but they were unknowingly strengthening you in ways they could never comprehend. Type 3333. If you feel this fire awakening inside, if you now sense that what seemed like your breaking point was actually your building point, listen carefully. You were not being undone. You were being remade. You were not losing strength. You were gaining it in places invisible to the natural eye. They saw your tears but did not see the steel being formed behind them. They saw your silence but did not hear the roar that was rising inside you. They saw your stillness, but did not recognize the force of patience sharpening your power. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal next will make your heart thunder with awakening. You will see that heaven used even your most crushing seasons as the training ground for your triumph. The very weight that pressed on you was building muscle in your spirit. The very heat that surrounded you was purifying your purpose. The very shadows that fell over your life were teaching you to ignite your own flame. You were never truly in danger, because while they saw you surrounded by storms, heaven saw you surrounded by strategy. While they thought you were isolated, heaven had you insulated. They thought you were abandoned in the wilderness, but heaven had you in the furnace of formation. Listen well, they underestimated what pain would produce in you. They underestimated what pressure would provoke in you. They underestimated what fire would forge in you. You see, beloved, heaven does not waste a single battle. Heaven does not squander a single tear. Heaven does not overlook a single scar. Every pain has been repurposed. Every struggle has been sanctified. Every storm has been transformed. And now you stand not as the victim of attacks, but as the victor forged by them. What tried to erode your faith has only entrenched it deeper. What tried to exhaust your strength has only expanded your capacity. What tried to extinguish your fire has only multiplied its flames. And now the world will see the paradox of heaven's power alive in you. What tried to destroy you has delivered you. What tried to crush you has crowned you. What tried to stop you has strengthened you. You, beloved, are the living proof that heaven can turn pain into power, ashes into beauty, and brokenness into unbreakable strength. You are not who you were before the fire. You are the one who walked through it and came out forged in glory. And this, beloved, is only the beginning. Now watch what is unfolding, beloved. Watch it not with the eyes of past pain, but with the eyes of present power. You are no longer merely a survivor of the fire. You have become the fire. You do not carry the ashes of defeat. You carry the embers of divine ignition. What once consumed you now fuels you. What once burned around you now burns within you. The fire that tried to reduce you to nothing has instead refined you into everything heaven intended you to become. Type 555 if you feel this truth roaring in your spirit, if you now see that you are not only coming through the fire, but carrying it with you. Listen closely. Where you once feared the shadows, now you walk into them carrying the blaze of revelation. Where you once trembled before the unknown, now you stride boldly, igniting light with every step. Where emptiness once echoed, your presence now fills the space with authority. You, beloved, have become the answer to environments that long cried out for transformation. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal next will lift your spirit higher than you have dared to believe. You will see that your journey through affliction was not simply for your survival, it was for your activation. You were being equipped not only to endure, but to empower. You were being prepared not only to rise, but to raise others. The fire that forged you is now the fire you release. It flows through your words, igniting dormant hopes. It radiates from your presence, sparking atmospheres into awakening. It breathes in your prayers, setting chains aflame until they fall away. Listen well. You were once the one calling for rescue. Now you are the rescuer sent by heaven. You were once the one searching for light. Now you are the torch illuminating paths for those still trapped in the dark. You were once the one waiting for breakthrough. Now you are the breaker, the one who steps into barriers and watches them crumble. This is who you have become. This is who the fire revealed. This is who heaven saw all along. They tried to silence your voice, but they only fueled its thunder. They tried to dim your light, but they only made it brighter. They tried to bury you, but they did not realize they were planting a wildfire. And now you rise, not as a flickering flame, but as a consuming fire. A fire that will not be tamed, a fire that will not be diminished, a fire that consumes fear, devours doubt, and leaves only the landscape of destiny in its wake. Hear me, beloved. The spaces that once suffocated you are about to be set ablaze by your arrival. The environments that once drained you are about to be recharged by your very breath. The places that once rejected you will become the very platforms that amplify your influence. Because you, beloved, are the living proof that what was meant to destroy you is now the very force that delivers you into destiny. And this, beloved, is only the beginning. Now look beyond yourself, beloved. Look past your own restoration. Look past your own rising. See what your fire is awakening in the lives around you. The blaze you carry is no longer confined to your own atmosphere. It is leaping across barriers, lighting torches in hands that had long since gone cold. Wherever you go, sparks of destiny begin to fly. Wherever you move, embers of awakening catch fire. The fire that once threatened to consume you is now consuming fear in others. The power that once forged you is now forging paths for many. Type 1111 if you feel this fire spreading within you, if you sense that your very existence is awakening others to their forgotten flames. Listen well. You have become the ignition point of freedom for people still trapped in cages you once knew too well. Your voice carries freedom notes that unlock prisons of despair. Your presence cracks chains forged by years of silent suffering. Your steps carve pathways through forests of fear where others thought no trail could ever be made. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal next will set your spirit ablaze with even greater purpose. You will see that you were not rescued from the fire simply to rest in the comfort of survival. You were rescued so you could return with fire in your hands, ready to pull others from the flames. You are heaven's appointed flame bearer. You are the torch in the midnight of someone else's battle. You are the blaze that signals freedom is possible. You, beloved, are living proof that the fire which tried to destroy you is now the fire delivering many into their awakening. And this fire spreads fast, faster than doubt can settle, faster than fear can take root, faster than the enemy can rebuild his broken chains. Because heaven's fire does not move by natural laws. It moves with holy acceleration. It moves by the breath of purpose. It moves by the decree of destiny. Hear me. Your journey has not been in vain. Your trials have not been wasted. Your scars have not been silent. They have all become the fuel for this consuming fire of transformation. Your life now speaks louder than 1,000 voices. Your breakthrough echoes across valleys still cloaked in shadow. Your fire leaps into hearts you may never meet, but whose freedom is tied to your rising. Because when you rise, they rise. When you burn with purpose, they ignite with hope. When you carry the fire of heaven, you cannot help but set the captives free. And this is the wonder of it all. You are not striving to make this happen. You are simply being who you were forged to be. A carrier of an unstoppable fire. A liberator by design. A catalyst by divine appointment. The fire that once threatened you is now your greatest ally. And beloved, this fire has only just begun to spread. Now lift your eyes, beloved. Lift them higher than you have ever dared before. See what heaven sees when it looks at you now. You are no longer just a flicker of light in the darkness. You are the wildfire no force can contain. You are not simply a spark of hope. You are the roaring blaze of unstoppable destiny. What once tried to destroy you has delivered you into a place of unshakable power. But more than that, far more, it has released you into a movement that cannot be silenced. You, beloved, have become the beginning of something far greater than yourself. You have become the ignition of a chain reaction that stretches beyond your own life. Type 9999. If you feel this fire roaring inside you, if you know your life has become a movement that will not be stopped, listen closely. You carry within you a momentum that no resistance can halt. What once pressed you down has become the platform that lifts you higher. What once silenced your voice has become the amplifier that carries your message farther. What once caged you has become the broken iron beneath your feet. Stay with me, beloved, because what I will reveal now will ignite the deepest part of your spirit. You will see that your breakthrough was not merely about your freedom. It was about the freedom of countless others tied to your destiny. You will see that your rising has set in motion waves of deliverance that will crash upon shores you will never physically touch, but which your fire will reach. You will see that your life is not a single note. It is a symphony echoing across time. They thought they were ending your story, but heaven was only turning the page to a greater chapter. They thought they could extinguish your flame, but heaven has breathed upon you, and now you burn with eternal fire. Your story is no longer a story of survival. It is a declaration of dominion. Your life is no longer a quiet hope. It is a blazing banner of triumph. And the world, oh yes, the world feels it. They see the fires rising on the horizon. They hear the thunder of footsteps growing louder. They sense the winds of change carrying the scent of victory. They cannot stop it. They cannot reverse it. They cannot contain it, because you, beloved, have become the wildfire of heaven's decree. Your life is the living evidence that what was meant to destroy you has delivered you not just into freedom, but into fullness, into power, into purpose, into unstoppable influence. You are not waiting for permission to rise. You are rising because heaven has already commanded it. You are not hoping for strength. You are strength in motion. You are not dreaming of fire. You are fire unleashed. And this is your proclamation to the world. I am not the ashes of defeat. I am the fire of destiny. I am not the ruins of failure. I am the rising force of freedom. I am not the prisoner of my past. I am the pioneer of uncharted futures. They tried to stop you. They tried to bury you. They tried to erase you, but they were too late, because what was meant to destroy you has delivered you into the fullness of your calling. And now, beloved, you burn not for a moment, but for a movement. You rise not for a day, but for generations. You stand not as one, but as the flame that lights 1,000 others. And this is only the beginning.